Here's something you don't see every day, month, year, every decade. The world's largest information technology company has 2 barges off the US coast. Barges. What is a barge? It's one of those flat, floating things. It's apparently huge, and there's 2 of them. Why does an information technology company have a barge or 2 barges in their inventory? Why? Well, according to the news, people are speculating that it could be a floating data center, a wild party boat, a barge housing the latest remaining dinosaur. Of course, jokes, but Google is saying it's actually a space for interaction where people can learn about new technology. Now, I'm a technology person, quote unquote, and I know a bit about technology in terms of backups, and I bring that up with grave sincerity. There is a serious potential for worldwide disaster relating to global warming. How serious? Well, it's possible that Google, one of the largest corporations in the world, has decided to buy these barges to host backup facilities for their data. Keep in mind, if there's global warming, one of the things that will happen for sure is that the sea level will go higher. That means all coastal cities will suffer massively. And it's totally possible that there are a lot of coastal cities with data centers, buildings that house massive amounts of worldwide data. And there's really no possible way of having a foolproof backup system other than one that is floating on a barge, because that sea level goes up and your data center, your backup, is going to go up with it. It's not going to sink. It's on a barge. It's a floating device. It's a ship, literally, except it's flat and it houses a building with tons of computers and stuff. So I have a feeling that they are marketing it as an interactive space where people can learn about new technology, but in reality it is a massive backup center if the world does sink underwater, and it's obviously going to happen gradually. We hope it's going to happen gradually, and sometimes things don't happen gradually. Nature is abrupt, like earthquakes, for example, tsunamis. It's totally possible a tornado, hurricane, tsunami could occur in the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean and cause most of the coastal cities to be underwater, and thereby jeopardizing massive amounts of data. A conspiracy theory, you could call it, but well, not really conspiracy, but potentiality. In my opinion, yes, this is totally possible. If they can afford it, it makes sense. If the world is going to have global warming affect it in a way that sea levels are going to rise, then this is the only way to keep data safe. You want data to be on a location that will rise with the sea level, and the only thing that does that on our planet is ships, sea ships, barges, massive floating boats. So this is something to think about. I think maybe Google is not being totally straightforward. I wonder why. Maybe they don't want to create a panic. Possibly. There would be a panic, a massive panic, if they disclosed what I just said, mostly in coastal cities. For example, one of the first things that could happen is a massive migration, which could drop real estate prices dramatically, massive relocation of wealth from countries that are exposed to the ocean, for example. There are island countries that could go underwater totally. Think about that. Britain comes to mind, United Kingdom, Iceland. These are all island countries. Australia, well, Australia is huge, but most of the productive centers, cities in Australia are on the coast. So think about that. Dangerous times we are living in. What do you think? Do you think it's just conspiracy theory? Do you think I'm just thinking too much, putting too much into this? Or do you think this is potentially possible? This could actually be why Google has got their hands on 2 barges off of the US coast. Comment below.